Go.
Happy summertime and cheers. Texas on tap with Miss Helen along with producer Kyle. I think the heat's
Some.
getting to me.
It's
Some
hot.
summertime.
It's way too hot out there for me.
You got to find that way to get cool. I find the shade under the umbrellas or whatever. But yeah, it's funny. We start this off like I know I'm like a weather geek anyway. But like
Mm,
yesterday, we had crazy Gulf weird coastal winds. Like this
mm.
storm just came in. It was coming from East Bay. Then all of a sudden it switched around and started gusting off the Gulf, off the beach. It was insane. Stuff was there was white capping in the pool, white capping in the lagoon. It was crazy. Anyways, so that means that you have to go out and clean your windows because all the sea salt's on the windows now. That we're
Yeah, on
cleaning.
every side. What a nightmare, man.
Right.
Well, you want to talk about some boat stuff?
Yes, I'm so excited. We're going to get to that to open the tap room door. You know, I
Okay.
got a lot to say about that.
Oh
Let's talk
yeah.
about some girl stuff first. This is just a punch in your face, a great strong girl song, Billie Jo Jones. It's Some Girls Don't Cry. And basically, it's like suitcases packed, he's broken up. Is she going to cry about it? No. We're going to continue with the story because this was such a Helen thing back in the day. Call the girls up for a weekend, pop the champagne, go dancing, get your best Ray-Bans on, and just go have a good time because some girls don't cry because that's how daddy raised them. And it's just a great upbeat song, great for girls' weekends and girls' trips, and especially girls' breakups, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Anyway, I love it. Her voice is just amazing on everything she sings. But I'm super excited because if you look at like the downloads, like I use iTunes a lot, so I was looking at iTunes and listening to the song there outside of when I wasn't on my computer to listen to it from the release. And so the tracks are already there for the album, and some of the titles were really catching my eye. One in particular, "Whose Tequila Are You?" Can't wait to
Mm.
hear that. So I'm not sure. It's been such a busy day. Forgive me. I didn't look at I don't know when the exact release date is of the full album, but Billie Joe Jones, great win on that. Some Girls Don't Cry. And of course, that's off of her number one that she just recently had. All
Mm.
right. We're going to open the tap room door now. Y'all ready for this? This is another Miss Helen song. Clay Hollis and Jesse Raub Jr., Beer's Better on a Boat. Okay, what do you want me to say? I should have been there for that writing session. Let me tell you about this. So Captain Clay, I don't know why you didn't think to call Miss Helen, but that's okay. We're gonna get on a boat together one of these days. But
Wow,
of
that was your
course,
lyric, Captain Clay. That's okay. We're gonna get on a boat together one of these days.
yes, we are. So let me tell you about this. So Clay Hollis, Jesse Robb Jr., two of our favorite songwriters, they've been on the podcast, Scott Sean White and Helene Cronin. They all wrote this
They
song
all wrote
together.
that
And
together. Holy
I
crap!
don't know if they were on the boat. And but it does encourage, and the thing is, it's like we're talking about beer's better on a boat, but always drink responsibly and be safe on the water. I do want to preface that because I've been on too many nightmare trips, not because of drinking, but just because conditions can turn on you just like that. I'm not going to get into water safety. I'm going to keep this fun. But there's a lot of sayings like there's some guys that say we've been on the boat before, and it's like, what? There's only one more beer left. Whoop, fishing trip's over. Kind of
Mm,
stuff like that.
I
But
think we
yeah,
shared that experience.
I think we did too. And the one thing I would have added, like, okay, not saying that they didn't write, I mean, but coming from my background with fishing, especially bay fishing and throwing artificial, but I would have had more of the popping corks and popping tops, like popping
Mm.
tops, top waters. But yeah, pop them corks like Trent Cowie did that time on the boat when we all fished. He popped
Well,
that cork good.
there you go. So you and Trent and Jesse and Clay can get together and write the sequel.
Yeah. And I will captain the boat. No, I'm joking. But yeah, to preface it, when Clay first came on the podcast, when we met Clay, I love his music, just love Clay, but he's an avid angler and he
Mm,
has run boats, and so I call him Captain Clay because he gets that respect. He gets
yeah,
that title from me because I get it.
yeah,
So I think I
absolutely.
covered it all there. I hope so. But anyway, that's out to Texas radio. That's going to be a super fun summer song.
That's gonna be a number one. That's one of those songs that almost, and this is some industry insider stuff. So if you're the optimist here, maybe put this on mute for 2 seconds. But this is the type of song that if they can come up with a lot of money, easily number one in the country. Unfortunately, we talk about how the industry works, and not because you pay your way to the top of the charts, but because to get the song in people's ears, you got to spend
The
money.
budget,
But
yes, it's a huge
man,
budget. With
if they get the right budget together, this song is going to be massive.
uh-huh. And that's something that you and I just need to talk about one day because I brought it up when we were having our third birthday celebration. And I just kind of got into by the time what minimum it takes and what goes into a single radio release before your ears hear it on the radio. And
Yeah,
maybe we've had that topic on the podcast before, but just I always encourage, I always, when I talk to everybody, it's like you just appreciate what you're hearing on the radio, appreciate these artists getting their music out to radio because there's a lot behind it more than just going in the studio and singing. Anyway,
exactly. And well,
we
and
did a
to continue on that
no
point,
good.
though, there's all the drama and stuff that's always been around, and the p word and stuff. But like, we're not talking about buying anything. We're not talking about cheating the system. There's just money that has to go into these processes. It's like, if you're here, you've probably listened to a podcast before, and you hear that Release Rocket commercial every time. It takes $1 million. It's not always that, but if you are a new entry level artist that's not a household name and you want to break a song to the mainstream, not because you're cheating in any way, but just because this is what it costs, you got to spend $1 million. And so I don't know. It's just, it's exciting because this song is so good, and hopefully they come up with some money to get this thing out there. But I have no doubt it'll be a number one in Texas.
I know it's done so well. It's done perfect. And so my favorites, love it. I was already excited when I saw the song that it was Clay and Jesse, and then when I saw who the co-writers were, also
That's so cool. Yeah.
I was like, Kyle is gonna love this. I always got to look up who the songwriter is. Always. Okay.
Yeah, me and Scott have been chatting a little bit back and forth every now and then. We'll kind of share a song here and there, and man, that's really exciting. I love those guys. So good stuff. All right,
Yes.
and I'm gonna jump into my picks, and this is an interesting one for me. I've got two artists that I have never spoken about. One of them I think you've covered quite a bit on the show, but it's my debut with them, and we'll get to them next. First off, I want to start off with a new name. His name's Troy Cartwright. Forgive me, I have no idea who this guy is, but holy shit!
I don't know. I'm
Let's
thinking,
listen to
do
the
I
song.
know?
We
Yes.
should know. All
Yes.
right, Troy Cartwright. What might have been? You bet your ass I'm going to dig into this dude's catalog. Like, what in the world? How, every now and then you find one of these artists and it's like, wow, what? Like, I feel like I've failed at my job because I don't know who he is,
I know.
It's
Okay, yeah.
unreal.
Is that one that's on that Little Texas tribute? Because what might have been
Is that one of their covers?
is it on there? Is that
Maybe.
one
I don't
that's on
know.
there? It had me thrown into got to do some research. Well,
So that's one of the Little Texas covers?
hmm
Wow. Okay. Well, so here I am again, not realizing a song's a cover, but it doesn't even matter, just like on our podcast last week with Jared Morris. If you're doing a cover, you got to do justice to it. And I never would have known, I thought it was outstanding. To me, it felt like some crazy, like contemporary country rebirth of like Crosby, Stills, Nash, or like Pure Prairie League. It was just crazy. His voice was so good. The harmonies are stunning. Melodies are
hmm
perfect. It's
hmm
just like one of those, chef's
Yes.
kiss.
I love
Bon
it.
appetit. It was so good. So I'm gonna have to check out everything he's got. When I went and looked up a photo of him, that's always fun every week, going and looking up a new photo to use in the graphic for each artist. And it seems like there's tons of stuff on him. So I've just been missing the boat, and I'm gonna have to catch up. I'm swimming behind very quickly.
Jump on the boat with me and Captain Clay.
Yeah, we'll
Okay,
catch up.
stop. Stop
All
with
right.
that.
And then next up, Broken Spokes. So, like I said, I don't think I've ever had
Mhm.
the chance to cover one of the songs because you're a big fan and you always beat me to it with the radio releases. But Broken Spokes dropped a new one in streaming today. It's called Blue Eyes. It's a beautiful heartbreak tune, very
Mhm.
reminiscent of like George Jones kind of, but it's got that modern, Broken Spokes flair, kind of honky tonk dancing. My favorite thing in the song was the harmonies. They add this kind of eerie, almost like bordering spooky flair to the song. It's like it's just like an extra layer of sadness to this heartbreak. So I just thought it was done so well, very pretty, nothing over the top, exactly how everything needed to be. So good job on that one for sure. Broken
Yes. And
Spokes.
I just have a couple of things to say specifically to plug the Broken Spokes. And it's like I always tell everybody when they're asking me about music and in Texas country and what we cover, I always say, get to know the Broken Spokes. And number two, go to a show. Phenomenal show. live. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. Whatever happened? Well, I might need to cut this out. Whatever happened to that the festival idea that was getting tossed around for a little while?
Budget and sponsorship.
Okay.
See, when you
Talk about
do
that
you want me
million
to
bucks.
do you want me to get on my soapbox about how our artists don't get paid to play gigs? Yeah.
Sure,
Not
let's do
not
it.
gonna do it. I'm not gonna bring people down here and
Yeah.
expect them to starve and not pay for
Mm,
gas when they leave here. So
yeah.
that's all I
Yeah.
got to say about that. We all know.
Oh man. Okay. Well, I'm
We're
assuming.
just on a roll today.
Yeah, that made me think of something. But let's talk about more of the music creations first before we get into our bullshit. More of the music creations. Did you see that thing she shared on Instagram yesterday? It was like a old guitar shell that they had just turned into a jewelry case.
Yes.
That was
Yes.
so awesome, and she filled it with all the Texas Toast stuff. So I shared it on our
Yes.
story. But
I
man,
yeah.
that made me want to
Mhm.
go buy jewelry. Like she's got the marketing on lock.
I know. I love the jewelry. I wish I could have every piece, but yeah, absolutely
Yeah.
gorgeous and it handcrafted, handmade from some of your favorite Texas artists. Guitar strings, does it get any better than that? It's just a one of a kind thing, and it's a pay it forward thing. Have you ever wondered how artists like Treaty Oak Revival, Red Clay Strays, and Aaron Watson maintain the high quality and high demand for their merchandise? CH Lone Star Promo is the answer. Created in Texas to serve Texas artists, and they're currently offering 15% off on all merch orders from musicians. Visit chlonestarpromo.com to get started and tell them Texas Toast sent you.
I was reading the other day that it takes at least $1 million to break an artist. That's a ton of change, and it can feel overwhelming. But with social media leveling the playing field, you just need an effective strategy to release your music. Check out Release Rocket to ensure your single does not die after release day. You've already put time, effort, and tons of money into writing and recording your album. Let the guys at Release Rocket keep your new release alive.
Okay, so we're just going to kind of briefly look at the charts. I like to call it what's popping and what's topping. And Texas country music chart, some big debuts this week for Chad Miller and the Good Fortune. Chad Cook Band
Mm,
debuted in the top 100 at 64 with Smoke and Mirrors, which reminds me today is a day that you can get it on streaming.
streaming.
Great song,
Yeah.
Smoke and Mirrors. Chad Cook Band. Let's see. Caitlin Butts had a good debut. Bernie Nelson, Cole Stevens, and then coming in at number one on the Texas country music chart this week was Flatland Cavalry with Don't Have to Do This Like That. Why did I say it like that? Don't have to do this like
Well, in
today.
Flatland, they're dropping their cover of Landslide, the Fleetwood Mac tune tonight on
Oh,
streaming as well. So go check that
stop
out.
it. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh. That's one of my all-time favorite songs in the whole wide world.
that's a great song,
Yes.
and they killed it.
Oh man. Oh, I can't wait for that. Okay, CD Extraction Texas, Casey Donahue with Pat Green, Randy Rogers, and Wade Bowen. Running Out of Time is at number one, and Texas Regional Radio Report is Hello Texas, Coastal Girl Brooke Graham sitting in the top spot on
Wow,
that this week. So that's just a
cool.
look at a few things. And of course, we just went over a couple of good streamers and a couple of good radio releases. And
Yeah, a couple more I wanted to mention actually, just our regulars on the show. Matt Mason dropped a new one to streaming today. He's got an album on the horizon. Nate Burnham dropped a new single to streaming. Tanner Sparks, who's been on a roll, dropped another new one to streaming. And Jared Morris, who was our guest on the podcast last week, dropped another one of those. Marty Robbins, Marty Stewart. Wow, I just had a brain fart. Who's he been covering? Marty Robbins, right?
Marty Robbins.
Who is Marty Stewart? Is that a country singer too?
Yes,
Am I
Marty
losing my mind?
Stewart's he's freaking oh,
Okay,
Marty
that's what
Stewart's
I thought.
crazy good.
God, I'm
Yes.
having a bad day.
So
Okay,
am I.
but Marty Robbins, yeah, he released one a couple weeks back right before we had him on the show, and now he's got this other one out to streaming today, and then there's one more to come. But oh man, you got to listen to that interview. He's got all kinds of cool stuff cooking. That dude just pumps out music, and he's got a plan. He's got an opinion, and we love it, and we're here for it. So go check out the podcast with Jared Morris and those covers he's been releasing.
Yes. Okay. So,
So I assume you didn't make it to the show last weekend? Didn't hear anything about
no,
it?
there was
Oh,
too much going on here because I do have responsibilities here. I thought I was
oh
going to
yeah,
sneak away with the girls, but then the girls decided not to go, but I couldn't have left my property management duties. We had like some
sure.
crazy stuff go on. Like I have had I mean, like very unusual summer. Okay, I'm just going to share this. I don't know. I guess I can. Okay. So, if you go somewhere like VRBO or Airbnb, like, treat it like it's your home. And then if you want to do ugly things and you want to bring too many people, then go rent somewhere else because people that have
Hmm.
those kind of properties have a lot of they're held to standards with those agent with VRBO and Airbnb. So we had a condo garage get vandalized and then almost set on fire. And then last Sunday morning, um, we had a grass fire behind our dumpster. I say it's not really a grass fire; it's like a marsh fire because if it would have went anywhere, it would have went to East Bay. But still, it kind of burned through some stuff. Luckily, the wind was in the
Yeah.
correct in the right direction. Fire department came; they were here all day putting out hot spots. Yeah,
What a mess.
it's been
Like
crazy.
like you were saying earlier, we'll put on our Karen hats. This is, I mean, we've been
Oh, I
bitching about
am.
all kinds of shitty stuff
Yes,
going on.
I
Pardon my French, especially that one
and
guy if you're
y'all,
listening.
like y'all, I like take the high road on everything, and I just try to be really, really nice to everybody. And it's like lately, I don't know if God's just testing me, because it's like every time I turn around, it's just somebody just popping off with just crap. And it's like, so this weekend, I'm keeping my Paige Lewis okay Karen hat, and if I need to put it on, I'm gonna put it on, and just
Hell yeah.
not say anything, just not say anything.
There
I'll
you
tell
go.
them when I ask them a question why they're on our property and they tell me, "I don't know." If I put on "Okay, Karen," I don't know.
Oh God, I love it. You gotta have Ron follow you around and film it so she can use it in a video.
Oh,
Oh man,
if I could do some reels, oh, from some of the stuff that
that
happened,
is
y'all
funny
y'all
stuff.
just would not believe. You just would not believe.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, funny stuff. So,
Oh man.
yeah,
So
I'm trying to think.
I've got some shows coming up, and I'm worried about this heat. I'm gonna melt. I'm a fragile little boy.
Yes.
I'm playing at I'm playing tomorrow at the Rustic in Post Oak, which is the smaller Rustic in Houston. And then I've got quite a few other shows lined up for the next 2 months, and I think every single one of them is going to be outside. So that's going to be an interesting journey, but hey, we're here for it. Why not?
Okay, so I'm going to highly recommend these for you musicians because I use these offshore during the summer. It's called, I mean, no indoors anyway. It's like a cool rag, but all you
Mm,
have to do is wet this and put it around your
hmm.
neck or put it up on top of your head, and it'll cool you down.
Oh wow,
Yeah, it's a cool, it's active. I know they have a lot of these on the market, but
sure.
this in particular really keeps me cool. And look, it's got some mahi blood on it. When you get
Oh, there you
mahi
go.
blood, you can't get it out of anything. Anyway, so
Well, cool.
get you a cool wrap thing.
Love the free shout. Go head over to YouTube and watch
It's
the
like
video and skip to minute
I
15 and
didn't
25 seconds.
I didn't say the name brand, but anyway,
Yeah, no,
yeah.
I'm not
This
complaining.
is pretty
That
cool. It's even got a place to put your name on it, like in
Oh
school.
wow. Yeah, I've seen those before. I'm gonna have to figure something out. Fortunately, a lot of the stuff's covered, with fans and whatnot, but it's still just gonna be so crazy hot out
This would
there.
feel good. This would feel really
We
good.
are
Person.
we're finally gonna get some beach time, or hopefully get some beach time. We went out to California last week and tried our best, but it was just like cold and gloomy and perfect Kyle weather the whole time. But I'm heading the opposite direction after my show this weekend in Houston towards. We're actually going to be staying in Bay St. Louis, Mississippi, which I have no idea where that is, and I've never been there, but it looks like there's a beach there. That'll be fun. And then next weekend we're gonna hang out in New Orleans a little bit, so I get a nice little vacay for the week.
Oh, that's cool. Do some scouting for me in New Orleans. I've just been really wanting to at some point maybe take a little quick weekend trip over there in the
Oh,
off
you should.
season.
Well, so you
Hmm.
either jump in a car with all your craziest friends, or you do like my grandparents are doing in a couple weeks, and they're getting on a train in Houston and taking the old folks train over to New Orleans for the weekend.
I wouldn't last a
There's
minute
two
on
ways
that.
to do.
No.
Yeah,
Get me on
I
I
figured
would
you would.
probably rather fly. I would probably just hop on an airplane and go.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I love New Orleans. I've been there, dozens of times, mainly for the food. It's going to be a little interesting this time because it's my partner's first time going and spending time there, and she's vegan, which means we're vegan. So we're going to be we're going to be maybe scouring a little bit as far as food goes, but otherwise,
Well,
we're gonna.
I don't know so much about that, Kyle, because back in the time we did a vegan thing in radio many, many years ago. And I love the vegan lifestyle and eating vegan.
Mm,
It's just you feel so much better. And it has healed many people I know with their like older people, high blood pressure, cholesterol, all that. But look at how far our food industry has come. I watch Food Network all the time and they're
oh yeah,
constantly doing vegan stuff. So I
Totally. And
guarantee you there's some chefs in New Orleans that
oh yeah,
specialize in the super duper high end great vegan stuff.
totally. And we never, unless we're in like a tiny town, we never have a problem finding like a nice restaurant with some good stuff. It's kind of more so just those like, random Tuesday nights where you're in a small town like in Mississippi and
Yeah,
you gotta
that's
you gotta do a little grocery shopping. It's just crazy though, because I don't want to talk about this forever, but you'd think that it'd be so easy to find a vegan meal because it's literally just like vegetables and then maybe some sort of like beans or something for protein. But
hmm
everybody puts butter on everything, and rightfully so because it tastes awesome. But yeah, it's been interesting kind of navigating this whole vegan journey. And like you said, I enjoy it. I think it does make me feel a little more energetic than I do whenever I'm eating a whole lot of meat.
hmm
But it's fun, it adds an element of excitement and kind of like a new take on
It
like
is,
it's like I'm going to
yes.
New Orleans again for the first time because it's always been about the food for me, and this time it's going to be totally different. So
Yes, that's super cool. I like that. You'll have to update us on what you found.
yeah, absolutely, we'll do that. Man, what else we got? Oh, you were talking about, or you were giving the Cool Rag a plug. We've got a pretty exciting thing coming up. Starting next
Mm.
month, we've got a brand new sponsor that joined the show, and I actually went and met with the founder of the company a couple days ago back here in Austin. And man, such a cool guy. He is from Perth, Australia, and I'm setting this
Love
up
it.
like it's silly, like I'm just being paid to say this, but I genuinely think what this guy is doing is one of the coolest things that I've ever seen for the industry. It's very genuine. It's coming from an honest place. He's literally just a giant fan of country music, and he's doing this whole thing by himself. So I'm not going to give too much away. You might, if you've been in touch with the scene, you might already know who I'm talking about. But I'm excited to bring them on and partner up with these guys and to share what they're doing with all, especially the young musicians who are listening, because there's so much for you to gain from this platform that they're putting together. So that's exciting news in the world of Texas toast.
Yep, yep, yep.
Otherwise, anything else exciting? I know you've got your hands full down there.
Yeah, it's rolling. And then nothing like during the week. Well, I'll just say this briefly. Kyle's been dealing with it. Like I'll text him and say, okay, we're good to go. We have this window. We have this scheduled here, this scheduled there. I've never seen so many schedules changed on me with appointments as the last couple weeks. And then I'm like texting Kyle back. I'm like, back up. I am so sorry. Never mind. They redid this, redid that. So
High five. We've been doing this shit for long enough. We know how it
yeah.
works.
That's right.
Every single week, you can count on us.
Okay. So we got Sunny Saceta's coming up.
Yeah, we do.
Y'all get ready for that. It's spicy good. It's so
Did
fun.
you,
I love
did
him.
you, I know you know, Helen, but for the listener, did you guys know that he's a Grammy winner? Grammy nominee?
Yes.
He's
Yes.
a
Well,
Grammy winner, right?
he's won multiple Grammys. Yes.
That is crazy in
Yes.
a different genre. And that,
We talked teeny tiny about that on the
yeah.
podcast
And then
because he's
talked
just
about
so humble. He
tons of other
just
stuff. Yeah.
oh God, we did. We talked about a lot of fun stuff.
Yeah. Very, very cool. He's got a
He's
crazy
like, but
history.
he's like become another adopted brother. Like literally, like we bonded like so much that like I just want to see him like more. Like you just want to call up and go, okay, how was your day? What's up? Tell me some
Mm,
stuff. It's like he's just so fun. He's so energetic and just a great talent, but just
mhm.
a great person that everybody
Yep.
wants to be around. Hmm.
Yeah, he's definitely the man of the hour at all the last couple of award shows. You see him walk in the room, and people just kind of flock to him, and it's
Correct.
been pretty fascinating seeing it all unfold. And now he's got the Texas country thing going. So yeah, definitely check that episode out next week. And then we've got some other cool ones coming up. We're going to talk to Chad Malden, who is a very well-known music producer in the Texas
Hmm.
scene, very involved with the award show or sorry, the Texas Country Music Award show. And he does all kinds of other stuff, but that one's coming up. And then we've got endless interviews beyond that for the foreseeable future.
They're all we always keep throwing them at you. We keep them coming. Keep them
Yep.
coming like a freight train.
Yep. And whenever you're getting tired of our shenanigans and our whatever you want to call it, excuse me, our conversations in these Texas on Taps now, just jump back a year. We talk about totally different things.
What if we jump back 2 years? That would be really interesting.
It's freaky. I don't like it. We both sound like different people.
I know, right?
Oh man.
Okay.
All right. Well, good luck with all your stuff. I'm gonna take a nap.
Cool. All right. Have a good
Okay.
weekend. Don't forget to tip your musicians this weekend, and cheers, everyone.
Yeah. Cheers.